They always said I'm wrong, but what they doing today? I think they want me gone, but I ain't going away. They told me I was wrong, but look at my ass today. Da 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 da.
Yo guys, what's going on? I'm Tim along with KJ for the NFL Final Score on the Real Sports Talk Network. We'll go right into it at the 4:15 edition. The Texans defeat the Broncos 31-25. Peyton Manning throws for 3 touchdowns, but he's outdone by Matt Schaub, Andre Johnson, and the Texans rushing attack featuring Arian Foster and Ben Tate. Peyton Manning had 26 completions, 2 touchdowns, but he threw the ball 52 times. I'm just not sure at this point he's ready to get back into that. If he ever will be ready, I don't know. But they need to run the ball a little bit more, I think, right now.
Yeah, then once they got behind, though, they couldn't really run the ball. I mean, Wilson McGahee, he's a good running back. We all know that. He always has been. He was great last year. And he's still a good running back. But the problem is, throwing 52 times any time is obviously too much for any team. But they had to. They had no choice. They were down, and it was really the only option. They didn't have any other options to go with.
Second game, the Falcons win 27-3 over the Chargers, a matchup of 2 teams that were undefeated. I mean, obviously they were only 2-0, but they were 2-0 coming in this game. Matty Ice and Tony Gonzalez tear it up. That Falcons know-how offense looks lethal right now. And then the Chargers defense looked awful, and Phillip Rivers, who had an issue with interceptions last year, threw 2 today after 2 pretty clean first 2 games. How concerned are you about Phillip Rivers?
I'd be highly concerned right now. I mean, with that offense playing the way it did in this game against another high-caliber team, it kind of makes you think about what are they going to do against other high-caliber teams when they get in that situation. And are they a playoff team? Because they're in that situation against a good team, they won't be able to perform if they played like they did today.
The Falcons, are they a Super Bowl contender in your mind?
Definitely. They have been for the last couple of years. They just can't pull it out in the playoffs. But if they play like they did today in every game, then yeah, they're easily a Super Bowl
Matt
contender.
Ryan really looks like so far he's taken that step towards being one of the top 6 or 7 quarterbacks in the NFL. I've been really impressed by what he's done so far, and that Falcons defense looks pretty solid so far as well. Raiders win 34-31 over your Steelers, KJ. Big Ben and Mike Wallace had a solid game today, really good game. But Carson Palmer and Darren McFadden lead a comeback late, and then Janikowski hits a field goal late, and the Raiders get a 34-31 win. I mean, it's pretty much just a bump in the road for the Steelers, but it was a tough loss.
It was a tough loss, and really, I mean, going in the fourth quarter up by 10, I thought that they had this game almost wrapped up against the Raiders, who did come back and win, obviously, but I mean, like, the turnovers that they had, like Antonio Brown, that fumble really killed them at the end of the game. That was like the dagger. And then as soon as Janikowski was in 60 yards of a field goal, it was kind of over.
He's electric, pretty much.
He's pinpoint. He doesn't miss, man.
Raiders, they struggled those first 2 games, but Darren McFadden looked good again today. Carson Palmer, with Darren McFadden looking good, he looked the best he's looked so far. The Raiders aren't a team that I think will make the playoffs, but I think they can.
They'll be on that border. They'll be on that border.
I mean, they can maybe do some damage in the AFC West, especially since the Broncos don't look as great as maybe we thought they were going to be. The Chargers aren't, they're 2-1, but they haven't lit the world on fire. So I think that they're certainly in the discussion.
Yeah, and another positive to take out of it is the fact that Mike Wallace, a lot of people thought coming into the season he was going to have setbacks due to his holdout. But obviously he's had 3 touchdowns in 3 games. He's doing great. Then you got to talk about Heath Miller, too. 2 touchdowns today. Great production from that tight end, which is a great thing for that Steelers offense.
And Big Ben said he wanted to get into the Pro Bowl. Not a bad game today to go off of. I can't believe I have to say this. The Arizona Cardinals win 27-6 over my Eagles. The Eagles' offensive line looked awful. Michael Vick was running for his life, took a bunch of hits again in this game. That's my perspective. Maybe you think differently, but the Cardinals' defense looked great. And Kevin Cobb, I said it 2 years ago on the original edition of the NFL Final Score, and it might have taken 2 years, but Kevin Cobb looks like a better quarterback than Michael Vick.
I mean, in this game, going by 1 game is kind of hard to do. Come on, it's still Kevin Cobb we're talking about. But in this game, he outplayed Vick, and Vick didn't, I mean, just wow, I can't really explain how it all went because that offensive line was awful. Vick didn't play good either. I mean, you can't blame it all.
No, he didn't, but there's all these people talking about Vic sucks. It's time for Nick Foles. What did Michael Vick do today that was so bad? I don't get it. The whole team just looked.
He got
awful.
hit 20.
He got
20
drilled.
times.
If you're gonna blame him for that fumble before the first half, you know what the real issue is? Michael Vick is an undersized quarterback who, if you watch plays where they show the replay of the angle behind the offensive line, Michael Vick really must have a tough time seeing over his offensive lineman. Drew Brees has the same issue, but the difference is Drew Brees has big, tall, wide receivers, and Michael Vick has the two
size of him.
Yeah, I mean a 5'9" Deshaun Jackson, and who's the other guy starting to that?
Johnson.
Yeah, Johnson. I couldn't think of his name. Jeremy Maclin was out. You got him on the other side, who's 5'8". It's going to be difficult, especially in the red zone. Brent Selleck's a big target, yeah, but this is why I said the Eagles should have brought in Plaxico Burress, because it would just give them a big target in the red zone.
Especially with Maclin out. I mean, you could put me and you out there and we'd be taller than those guys.
I'm taller than both of them. I'm 6 foot. Sign me up. Hell, I can do a better job at left tackle than Demetrius Bell did today. And I don't know. The thing with Andy Reid running the ball in the second half once you're already down, I don't get it. But what it was effective. So maybe he goes back to that in the... Maybe
you should do that in the beginning game. You don't have to worry about it.
No,
I mean...
We've been saying that for 30 years here.
When you know you go 1-3 out in the first drive of the game without running the ball once, there's a problem with that.
Well, you know what, and I said this to you before the game, you have Michael Vick versus Kevin Kolb, and the last thing Andy Reid wanted to do was have Kevin Kolb embarrass him, so he's going to try and make Michael Vick look like the best quarterback out there today that he possibly could.
Yeah.
Didn't work out, but he wants to do that so he can kind of have people say, oh, look, Andy Reid made the right decision of Michael Vick over Kevin Kolb. And ultimately he did, I think, but...
Yeah.
I don't know, the Cardinals look really good. That defense looks really good.
Yeah, the defense looked good, and heck, the offense looked good too. I mean, they have early Doucette and also Andre.
I can't think of his last name.
I can't remember. He's the number 2 wide receiver, but he played great too. They have a
and Malcolm Floyd had a touchdown today too.
They all played great, and I mean, there's not really much you can say bad about that offense. I mean, even Williams, the running back behind Beanie Wells, he did great.
The Cardinals look good. I mean, they're in a division where 49ers got upset today, Seahawks are an average team, and the Rams are an average team. So the Cardinals are certainly going to be right in the mix for that AFC West if the 49ers play more like they did this week than the last 2 weeks. We'll see. 4:15 edition of the NFL Final Score. There you go. We'll be here doing videos all week if I don't lose my voice. See you guys later.
Just a little ways around the corner from fear.